See anyone this morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to freedailycoaching.com. Today's Friday, and I know everyone loves Friday. Whether you're a home-based business owner, whether you're a small-based business owner, whether you work from home or you work in a cube farm out there in some cubicle, maybe you're corporate America, I know Friday's always a fun day. Why? Well, because for most of us, that means Saturday and Sunday are coming, and that means we don't have to go to work. So, welcome to Free Daily Coaching here on Friday Fiesta. Today is a day where we invite everyone, we invite you, we encourage you to come out and participate. If you took some action this week, if you did something in your business, we want to hear about it. Maybe you went and talked to people in a parking lot and tried to hand out flyers for your multi-level marketing company at the mall and it didn't work. We want to hear those stories. We also want to hear the story about the guy that just started advertising on Facebook this week and did a $5 promoted post and got 10 leads, right, and is excited. We want to hear from you if you wrote your first blog post this week. Maybe you shot your very, very, very first video on YouTube and you're super excited about that. Well, we want to help you celebrate. So I want you to raise your hands, type in the chat, do whatever you need to do because I want you to get Felicia's attention so she can bring you over for a Friday Fiesta. I want to tell you guys what I've been working on. I've been working on setting up some more custom capture pages and really identifying my target market and putting that all together so that when I post it, when I go to present it, I know that it's spot on, everything is working, and it's actually focused on a specific audience. So that's what I've been working on. I'm still tweaking it. I should be done by Sunday. Some of you guys have had access to a few of my groups and have seen some of that training. So for those of you that have experienced that, awesome. For those of you that haven't, reach out to Felicia, reach out to some of these other people that are going to be here this morning, and they'll show you exactly how you can plug into what we're all doing and getting results with. So Felicia, I want to say thank you so much for coming out this morning. I've got a few errands that I need to go get done. So I wanted to thank you for hosting the Friday Fiesta this morning. I see Christina's popping out. I'm sure that you'll have a bevy of other people. I'm not sure if you'll bring any other guys out because I know how you ladies like to do Ladies' Day. And I know last Friday was Ladies' Friday, so I know how you ladies like to take over on Friday. So if that's what you do, that's what you do. I just want to say again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for making my business successful by allowing me to share my journey with you. And I really encourage each and every one of you to come over here like Felicia's doing, to come over like Christina's been doing, and start participating regularly. Start being a part of, and by doing that, you're going to take it to the next level. So ladies, take it away. Have an awesome day, and thank you so very much.
Cool, thanks, Bert. Okay, y'all, you have fun out there, but so I appreciate you handing the platform to us, and we're going to have some fun today. So, and this was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing for me this morning, and so I really encourage y'all, especially if you've never been on this side before, to come on over and join us over on the presenter side. We'd love to hear from you. We've got several new faces on this morning, several people that that I haven't had the chance to talk to yet, and goodness, I would love to meet you and interact with you, and that's really what this call is all about. By the way, I have missed y'all this week. If you notice, I haven't been on. It's not because I don't love Bert. And it's not because I don't love y'all. I do. I've missed y'all this week. I have just been crazy laid up in bed sick, and I finally came back to the land of the living yesterday. And you realize being out for a few days that what we do in this world of relationship marketing and network marketing and having this free daily coaching call, how much this really becomes a part of who you are, your regular routine. When you patch into this group, how much something like this really means to your life, and how your day is just, it's a little wonkered when it doesn't go right, when you don't get a chance to come together. So I'm really happy to be back here with y'all. I'm happy to see so many consistent faces as well as new ones. So with that, it looks like we've got ladies' time. I'm going to check right back over and see if anybody it doesn't look like any of the gentlemen, maybe we scared them off the other day. They don't want to join us, ladies. So Christina and Debbie, happy to see y'all this morning.
Well, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're feeling better, Felicia.
Thank you, thank you.
I know that I've been wondering where you were. I was like, I'm not seeing Felicia. Where's she at?
A little laid up with a summer cold. Not quite sure exactly if it was bronchitis because I never went to the doctor, or if it was just one of those little summer colds. If you get it, let me tell you, I didn't get it that bad, but just give it its 3 days. It's just going to take you 3 days, and you'll get
3 days and you're good.
Here's the good news, though. During that time, even though I wasn't fully functional at work, I finished up this book. I don't know if y'all. By the way, I'll give you the author as well. Russ Whitney. It's called The Inner Voice. I don't know how many of y'all have read this book, and you can tell it's not a real thick book. It's not at all a difficult read either. It's a very, very easy read book. I think it's let's see if I can get to the end here. It's about maybe 200 pages, 150 pages, somewhere in there. It's not a hard read, but it's one that was assigned to me by a mastermind group that I'm part of, and one that I recommend for you as well if you haven't read it before. What it really is all about, just like the title says, it's unlocking your purpose and your passion, and it goes beyond just talking about figuring it out in your head, but it goes to maybe where some of that's coming from within you, as well as if you have some blocks that are keeping you from really reaching out and attaining that passion and developing that purpose within yourself, maybe where it comes from in your background. And one of the things he talks about is taking out the trash. If you've got trash in your in your history, you want to take out that trash. You don't want your life to be the trash receptacle. And I don't think he goes into that detail, but this is kind of my interpretation at this point. You don't want your life and what you're doing to be that landfill, that dumpster that is just collecting the trash. You want to deal with it. You want to remove it just like you do the trash in your kitchen. But here's the deal. You only take out the trash in your kitchen one time. You don't take it out and then go to the curb and then bring it back in, and then take it back out again, and then bring it back in. Once you take it out, it's gone. It's like it never exists. Nobody thinks of those Cocoa Puff boxes ever again. Once they hit the curb, they're done. They're gone. Same thing for anything that you've got in your life that you would consider, not so beneficial to you. Maybe some of that trash. Take it out. Deal with it at the time by taking it out. And then it is gone. In The Inner Voice, Russ Whitney and group give you some charts to go through to kind of go back and identify where some of this develops, so that way you can deal with it and actually move it out. And then also some charts for tracking the things that you want to do and the changes that you may want to make in your life. And moving forward, and making sure that you're staying on that path. Are you doing the right things? Another thing he talks about is connecting with your inner conscious, and it's something that I started doing, and it's really been inspiring. So anyway, it's a very short book, something that you can pick up, and even if you only do your the typical 15 to 30 minutes of a good book every single day, you'll be done with it in, I don't know, a week or two, pretty quickly. So a good one there.
You know what, Felicia? What's up, Jack? How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, thanks. Am I even here?
Hey, just passed up here. That was some really good stuff, Felicia, and it's really kind of reminds me of something that I've personally been working on. Been in summer school this summer, and Debbie has been in summer school with me. And one of the things that I've been working on is sort of that trash you're talking about. that we keep bringing back in, unlike the trash in our kitchen. And for me personally, not to go into a big long drawn out my life, but I've had this thing of various circumstances in life, the lessons that I learned early in life of you have to be the absolute best at all times, no matter what. That perfection mode, that I have to be the best thing, tends to make me get hyper busy. And it's not always a good busy. Sometimes you're just busy to be doggone busy, and you're not getting anything done. Let me speak to myself personally. I don't get anything done, and then I work myself to exhaustion, and then I'm out of the game for a few days because I've worked myself to exhaustion. So that's been a challenge for me to overcome, and try to identify an anchor, that lets me know, oh, I'm starting to do this, and I need to, pull back on it. So that's definitely some good nuggets. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I mean, going into that work for work's sake. When you say that you're kind of trying to set some anchors or some triggers, so that way you can identify when you're going down that path and just working for work's sake. What are some of those things that you've either thought about and plan to put in place, or even better, what are some things that you've actually put in place to keep yourself from spending your life in that work for work's sake state?
It's kind of funny because I thought I just shifted my mindset and fixed it, right? I didn't have to have anything physical. But I was challenged to sort of pay attention to my body, like what's going on with me, physiologically and emotionally when I am going through that. And I noticed that I get a little twitch. I get a little like an anxiety kick. It's kind of weird. Like my heart starts racing and I get a little shaky. I don't know if it's adrenaline or what it is, but I noticed that the times that I've been able to overcome that, I've actually grabbed my lip. I don't know what that is all about, but it's like I've grabbed my lip to start thinking, and I noticed that I like squeeze it a little bit harder, and then I don't know, it kind of brings me back to, okay, this is what you're doing, stop it. But I didn't recognize that that's what I was doing. So the lesson in that is really, guys, to identify be conscious of what's going on with you physically and emotionally when you're going through challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that I have found myself, Christina, going back space because I am happy when I'm working. Now I'm happier when I'm with my kids. I mean, I am happier there, but sometimes that just seems like, oh well, really, what's the difference if I spend 30 minutes laying with them in bed this morning watching cartoons, or if I come in here and work and then I'll find 30 minutes later on to spend with them and do that kind of stuff. But one of the things that I found is keeping a very regimented calendar. Well, mine's not a good one to show you right now because it's all scribbled all over. You probably couldn't read it, but I keep a paper calendar. I know it's totally old school, but I have found, and I know you and I are very similar in a lot of ways, that that has kept me from just working for work's sake, because a day or two before, well, a week before, I ink in all of the things that I will absolutely be at. And typically this call is one of them. I've got other mastermind calls. I've got the MLSP Wednesday call. I mean, those are ones that unless something as major is going on, I don't miss them. Ink those in, and then at least before I go to bed the night before, my entire day for the next day is penciled in. From 7:30 in the morning is typically when I start my day, and Central Time. And then every block is penciled in, including my playtimes. And when it hit 9 o'clock this morning, because I have got that inked in, I had something to do at 9 o'clock this morning. When the cartoon changed with my kids, it was goodness. Okay, it's time for me to go back to work now, and I'll see you then. Now, when the flip side of that is though, when I get to the end of those markings, computer shut, and I walk away. That's
Wow.
it.
That's great discipline that I tell you I'm guilty, have not gotten to that point yet.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Debbie or Jack,
No,
but I
no,
haven't.
I'm kind of Pavlovian with the computer.
Me too.
You know, it being self-employed in general, you know, you have to kind of be your favorite boss. I think is the way I like to think about myself when I've been working at home for the last 15 years in various different things, and you know, you got to be honest and just tack those things down. What I like to do is just, you know, I'll put them on paper, old school, I suppose, you know, just so, because I can take that pen and mark that thing off. But you also have to, like Felicia said, I mean, so important that you know, when it is that time, when it is that play time, I'm out of here. Work time. Go back to it, and then give yourself a reasonable time, you know, so that you don't run yourself ragged and be your own worst boss. So, I don't want to hate my boss because I am him.
Super funny. Now, Debbie, I know your life has been crazy busy
Oh, yeah.
the last couple of months now.
Yeah, well, just morning out there rescuing a tarantula from the kittens. So, you know, I have lots of weird things that I get to do.
I'm not sure I would rescue the tarantula,
Oh,
but
they're beautiful. They're beautiful. And I didn't have to touch it. I just scooped it into a bucket and took it somewhere else. So the kittens wouldn't get, you know, keep.
bless your heart. For tarantula's sake.
You know, and then I have my grandbaby lives with me, his mom and he live with me. So, you know, throughout the day I'm feeding him or doing something with him so she can do something else. So, but you know, it's all good. You just fit things around in different things, and you have the inked in things you get to do. You know, you've got those set, and then you just kind of maneuver with the penciled in things and just make sure that you everything you have to get done before you go play. So that's what I do.
So,
I like the old school penciled in calendar too, because then you can move things around and you can have it right here and look at it while you're still working. You don't have to stop your work and go look at something. It's right here. You know?
Absolutely. Now, also, are there things that, by the way, I just posted in chat, and it looks like it's Bird. It's not Bird. It's me. I just looked at Bird today. But are there are there things that you do so regularly in your work schedule that tend to be more of a time eater to get it started and to get it stopped than it would be to do the entire month's worth or quarter's worth at one time? And do you batch those things currently?
that's really a great suggestion that again, it comes down to me having the discipline to stop the bad activity that I've been used to all my life. I have always been the biggest multitasker. And I'm now convinced that I get less done multitasking than if I would just do something all the way through. So it's just a daily challenge for me. That it comes down to discipline and not getting it done.
You know, I'll tell you what you just said. You know, Justice Egan, I was listening to his life hacks, and like Felicia was saying, you know, all these different things that you go to, there's value, there's massive value. That's the one thing, you know, that's kept, I've been busy wrapping up a former business and have still been around, but just could not do what I need to do with this until now. So I'm really excited because it's been like a present I haven't been able to unwrap. But those things, those events keep us connected, and there's such value. I mean, I went back and watched it. I watched it the night that it happened, but I went back and watched it so I could take notes, because I heard I was kind of doing some other stuff while watching. We've all done that, every once in a while, but at least I was there. And the one thing he said is there is no multitasking. There's no such thing as multitasking. What you're doing is it's like a multi-catastrophe, because each time you take your mind off of one thing and the human brain goes to another thing, there's some adjustment time. And really, all it does is build anxiety, and now you have all these little plates spinning up in the air, and you just feel that anxiety. Whereas if, like y'all said, if you were to knock one thing out, scratch it off your list, now you feel more successful because you've done something and you haven't wasted your time. So some really good points that Justice had. So there's great stuff in this community. Isn't it cool?
Yep.
That's cool, Jack. I didn't listen to Justice's seven hacks, but he is one of my personal mentors. He's one of the ones I was on the line with last night, and he was talking about it. If y'all didn't catch it, though, he's great. I mean, he's not going to be nice to you. He's going to call you out. And whether he's talking to you one-on-one, which I've had the pain/pleasure of doing, or he's talking in a group setting, but it's just you think you don't need it. Let me tell you, he's talking to you. Grab that video, even though I haven't seen it, Jack, and I know you. Thanks for sharing, because I hadn't heard it, but I'm sure it's great stuff.
It's actually going to be taken down in in a matter of hours. It's funny you should say that, Jack, because I was actually right before this call taking notes on it, because I plan on doing some content on it today. So if you don't get to it by then, just check my Facebook fan page or my Google Plus page, and I'll have a recap on there.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks for sharing. Cool. Thanks for sharing, Christina. Well, I know we're coming up on the top of the hour. Debbie, anything else you wanted to share? And then I'm going to do a little assignment. We'll see how this goes. But Bert may come back and go, what? You actually...
Now she's getting homework.
Yeah, we like homework.
I'm anti-school, remember, Felicia? Anti-school.
Christina and I, we just keep doing school. We just never leave it. We love that place, right? Yeah. As long as it wasn't high school. I don't know about you, but I could leave that one. But
you know what I like about this school is we don't have all the bully pressure and the who's wearing what and who's you don't have any of that stuff. Because we're all here basically for each other, and we're here to lift each other up and help each other. So we don't have any, and we still get to learn and take gold nuggets from each other and run with them, So I don't mind school now.
No, absolutely right.
Well, I can't say that I minded high school anyway, but...
Well, yeah, you were like superstar over there and stuff, so...
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I was even
little different sandals than most of us.
I was even student Congress president, so I would get to do the announcements in the morning over the loudspeaker, and I would always give shout outs and everything. And the principal was like, "Christina, really? You're taking up all of our announcement time, giving a list of shout outs."
Christina was the only one. Christina was the only one crying at the last day of senior high school. Everybody else went, "Yes!" She's like, "Oh, now what do I do?"
I'm with you, Jack. I think that's probably one of the only week that I really remember. Is the last week. I was throwing everything away, going, "Dang, I'm out of here."
Yeah. Well, at least you hit the garbage can.
Yeah. I was that one, but well, cool. Well, what I was, it seems like we ended up getting onto a path of effectiveness and efficiency and being present in the moment, whatever that moment is, whether it's playtime with our family, whether it's work time, if it's talking to prospects, whatever it is, being present in that moment. So here's a suggestion that I have for you. I guess assignment maybe is a little bit strong because I'm definitely not going to check it. But go to Walgreens, grab yourself a paper calendar. The only reason why I say Walgreens is because I bought them for people on my team there before, and I know that they unlike, you know, an office supply store that sells them for like $15, $20, Walgreens sells one, I think it's for like $5. They're really cheap. And grab a pen and grab a pencil for yourself and go through your month and your days and figure out what are those mastermind calls, what are those events that you don't miss. Ink those in right now for yourself. I mean, we're on the 1st of the month, 1st of August today. Go ahead and ink those things in for your entire month so you can see visually what your month is going to look like. The days that are filled up with ink, goodness, don't plan on doing anything else other than the things that hit you 24 hours in advance. But also, when you're looking at that month, we are all content creators. We are all talking to prospects. We are all posting on some sort of social media on a regular basis. I know Miss Christina loves her Google Plus, which I can't get I can't figure that thing out. I do my Facebook and my Twitter and all that. But in your calendar, see if you can identify one day of the week that you consistently have the least number of distractions, and maybe you have your longest day of availability, least amount of family commitments, things like that. And see if you can't start making that your content creation day for the next week. So if your day is Wednesday, not the stuff that's going to go out on Thursday, but the stuff that's going to start going out on that following Monday. So you have a little bit of a cushion, but don't give yourself that cushion in your mind. Just plan on Wednesday's your content creation day for the whole next week, including your videos. If you're doing webinars, have your PowerPoint presentation done, written, capture pages done, everything for that whole next week. What that's going to do for you is going to make you extremely comfortable for the rest of that week, knowing that you're not crunching and having to do it over the weekend or whatever the case may be. And then also to do on even a weekly basis. And here's an example that I recently put into place: those positive quotes that we all want to share on our social media. We love them. We come across them all the time. But for whatever reason, if you're anything like me, sorry, there's the sickness coming in. If you're anything like me, you'll notice you'll get on a kick, and one day you'll see 15 of them. And you're like, Mr. and Mrs. Positive, I'm going to share every positive influencer quote I've ever come across today. And then you don't share anything for like 3 weeks. They're like, where'd you go? So what I did is I opened up a PowerPoint presentation, two of them, a landscape and a vertical. Grabbed all of these positive quotes. I did it while I was sick. I couldn't think of anything else. But I grabbed all of these positive quotes. I figured out, are they landscape or are they horizontal? How do I want to structure them? What's the background I want to put them on? What's the funny? I put my logo or my website on there if I wanted to do that. All of that. Save those entire documents as PDF files so that way they're pictures. Took out a piece of paper, and I determined every other day, and for the entire this week, August and September, they're done. You will see a positive quote come out from me on Facebook every other day for the next 2 months. I did that 3 days ago. And I don't even have to think about it. Now when I come across positive quotes that I just like on a daily basis, I've established a totally another folder for myself in my documents area, and I am just saving them. I'm not worrying about formatting them. I'm not worrying about doing anything with them. I just saved them, so that way in the middle of September I can go back, grab all of those positive quotes that I like again, do the exact same things again for the months of October and November, and be done with it at that point. So if you can do things like that in your calendar and in your schedule, to your point, Jack, just like what Justice was sharing, it will not suck that time away from you, and I can be confident still that I'm sharing the information with the people on a regular basis.
That's a good
real quick, I just wanted to, Bert had mentioned something about if you did something this week, and I told you guys that I finally have initiated, but the other thing is that I know we all love Bert. I mean, if you can't get along with anyone. Your human nature is flawed. But you know, I spoke with him on the phone yesterday, and had a consultation with him. And you know, I'll tell you what, if you folks haven't had a chance to do that, you know, and it happened as a fluke. It was kind of a God shot in a way, because I filled out some information from the speaker yesterday, but I was actually filling out Bert's. I filled out the wrong box, and I sent him my number, and he got on chat, and he's like, "Do you need something?" I'm like, "Why?" "Well, you gave me your number." I said, "No, I didn't." So, anyways, we got chatting and talked about some the consultation, and then did some invaluable. Just you know. Yeah, I've been in sales. I was a stockbroker. I've owned some companies. I had a restaurant and bar. I've had health clubs, which seems to contradict one another, doesn't it? But anyway, but this is so different. It's such a different animal, and you know, and Bert has come from, you know, just following the instructions. You know, I've watched him on and off for a year, like a lot of you folks have, and just so I did that, and now I woke up with a new excitement level. You know, one of the things he said is, "Hey man, he said, "Hey dude, I'm just a dude." And I said, "Well, that's what I'll take away from this consultation. Is that'll be my favorite thing. Hey dude, I'm just a dude," which he is just a dude, and a nice one at that. So I just, if any of you have hesitated at all, I'm not doing a sell Bert, but I'm going to tell you I am in a way, because man, I mean, it was awesome. I got off the phone and felt instantly a part of what I'm doing, and just that little bit of time learned quite a bit. So that's what I did this week, and I'm happy. Oh, and I'm on here, so that was fun too.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Cool.
You were the brave soul that joined the ladies.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, cool. Well, I know several of us hop over to the My Lead System Pro call that's starting right about now. Just started a couple of minutes ago, so I want to let you get on to that. Also, if some of y'all, I know since you're here, this is probably a moot point, but Bert had some really wonky stuff happening in his webinars on Air Account last week. So if you talk to anybody and they got a cancellation notice about this call, it's not actually canceled. The calls disappeared, and then they came back, and there were 3 of them, and who knows? There's some ghosts in that thing. But it let people know that when they re-register this week, it should be all good.
And just real quick, I'm doing another G Plus training today at 2 o'clock. If you want to go to my page, get registered for that. I woke up feeling some kind of way, so I'm just going to go off the cuff and show a few things.
Thanks, Christina. I think I need that. All right, cool. Y'all have a great weekend. Good to see you again, and we will see you on Monday for Monday Mindset. Be sure and go and register for the week at freedailycoaching.com. Hope Bert's having a great time off, and cheers to him. Y'all enjoy it.
Have a good weekend.
Take care.
Bye.
You have a great weekend.
Mm-hmm.